Hello, my name is Jenny Dowding. It's time to get out the Christmas decorations. Amongst my accumulated festive trimmings is a small collection of angels such as these here. Angels feature a lot in the nativity stories in the Bible. An angel appears to the young Mary, Joseph is visited by an angel, and a multitude of singing angels appear to the shepherds, and so on through the story. There are jokes going round this year about the effect that COVID restrictions might have on the story and how they might look different. Would there be a travel ban preventing the Magi from visiting Bethlehem? Or would they have to quarantine when they got there? What about the shepherds? Would they be furloughed? Or if not, how could they visit the Holy Family and still observe social distancing? Would the innkeeper still be open for business? But more seriously, for some years people have pointed out that the story really could look quite different in today's Bethlehem. Because of the Israeli wall and fortified fence that currently separates Bethlehem from nearby Jerusalem, Mary and Joseph could be faced on their journey by an armed checkpoint. The Magi would also have to negotiate fortified barriers in their attempt to reach Bethlehem. There aren't many shepherds on the hills around Bethlehem today because so many of the hillsides are dominated by Israeli settlements, small towns considered illegal in international law. But the angels, they would not be deterred by fortified checkpoints and watchtowers or armed soldiers or a daunting wall. Angels are God's messengers. Their message is frequently one of good news, of peace and joy. They often begin, "Do not fear." Today, more than ever, we need good news of peace and joy. Can we see and hear angels today? The angels in my collection are stereotypically floaty beings with wings. And certainly some of the biblical accounts of angels describe ethereal, shiny creatures, often in the sky. But is that what all angels look like? Often, God's messengers come in human form. In the biblical letter to the Hebrews, we read, "Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing that, some have entertained angels without knowing it." Maybe we need to heed the message of the Christmas angels. Do not fear. Do not fear the stranger in your midst. Do not fear those who are different, who think differently, who act differently, who have different lifestyles. Do not fear those who might otherwise be seen as a threat. In fact, show hospitality to strangers. A few weeks ago, in one of these small talks, David reflected on loneliness and the qualities of neighbourliness in this time of pandemic. He suggested that simple actions such as smiling more, chatting more, and acting kindly could make a difference. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers. You might find that you have entertained angels without knowing it. You might hear God's good news of peace and joy.